Hello, everybody. It's welcome to the live stream, and my name is Peter, and I am the host of Mobb Guppy, where the Guppy is the mob, and it's a beautiful day here in lovely Joplin. It got up to 60 degrees today, so pretty neat. I did a little bit of water changing. I need to do some more. Maybe I'll do it after tonight's live stream. I was busy getting junk done around the house. Um, Let me give you first world problems and also single guy problems. Um, I don't like cleaning bathrooms. Hey, what's up, Anthony Fishy friends? By the way, Ambist Aquatics was first in, and Anthony, I appreciate you being here, and thank you guys for joining in. Whoever else is here, please make yourself known so we can say hey. So here's the deal. I've gone through a website called homeadvisor.com for maid service. Someone to come by about every 5-6 weeks and, do floors and toilets and stuff and sinks. I'm not really good at floors, toilets, and sinks. Do a little dusting around the house, make the place look halfway presentable in case I have a lady over at some point. So, I want the place to look reasonable, at least clean. Maybe a little messy because I may have mail on the dining room table, or I may have a sweater or two sitting on my recliner that's right behind the computer screen. So, so I get up, and of course you have to clean to get ready for the person because you take out the garbage and all that sort of stuff. And oh, what was going on with my thumbnail? Oh, fish and football, everybody. Fish and football. My Golden Gophers are losing to Iowa. It's over with for them. They're defeated for this year. But hey, it's being in the top 10 once is pretty cool. So yes, wasn't that a cool thumbnail? I went and found that picture. I was like trying to find fish and football, and considering this is like getting to be the good stuff for college football, I thought I'd put that in, Anthony. So that was sort of I sort of like did a Google search and found that one. I'm going, ooh, let me snag that. So that's what I have going on. Yeah, so I had somebody scheduled here to be at 9, and I have one of those ring units, where you're able to, someone walks past your door or your car goes by down the road, it all of a sudden goes off. If you don't have one of those and you're a geek like me, purely addicting, purely addicting. I've had it now for about 3 weeks and I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Bob Kaler, welcome. Welcome to the live stream. And so I go in and I put in the note, the cleaning lady was supposed to be here at 9 o'clock. Okay, 9 o'clock, nothing. 9:15, nothing. So the service has a phone number to call. So I called that phone number, and this woman wasn't picking up her phone. Was not picking up her phone. So I'm waiting here. I'm going, okay, how long do I wait? So I wait till like about 10:15, and I wrote, I wrote the service a note saying, hey, your person didn't show up. And of course, they want someone to come in on Monday at 9 a.m. I have something called a job, and I want these things on Saturday. And I'm pretty easy. It's I pay for 4 hours, and if somebody's here for 2.5, they've been here a long time. I mean, I'm really easy with what I want them to do, and I usually give them a $10 bill at the end of it, so I give a tip. So just to have the place looking, presentable. So they no showed. So suppose they canceled last week. So hey, Storm Riders Aquatics, welcome, welcome to the live stream. And oh, Big J's Fish Keeping. Hey, everybody. 6 here already, 2 likes. Thank you guys very much for the thumbs up. So I'm gonna give you not appreciate. I'm gonna give you a preview for tomorrow's live stream. Um, I last weekend I picked up some worm cultures, and so I was gonna just do the worm cultures and do them all at the same time. And one of the worm cultures, like in the middle of the week, I went to give them the microworms. I went to feed the fish the microworms. There's already mold there, so I had to quickly set up a thing. So I got that set up, and so today I did the other two types of worms, so I can get the worms starting to grow in the new culture. I do have a question. I have a big question. Maybe you can help me out on. Okay, I started this culture. How long does it take till I begin to see worms? Is this like a 1 week deal? Is this like a 10-day deal? How does that work? I did it with oatmeal, um, no yeast, and I put a little bit in the middle and allowed them to start eating and going nuts. So, if anyone's worked with those, but I'll tell you what, the fish go bonkers over these worms. They go nuts. Mmm, a delicious Powerade, everybody. Powerade. And yes, that is Powerade. I'm not drinking booze while doing the live stream. Not that I don't have a problem with it. Mainly it's because I make so little sense that if I had a couple of if I was sipping on a beer or I do have in my little liquor cabinet, I have Maker's Mark bourbon. I love me some bourbon. Who likes bourbon? And I like to pour a shot of that and just sip on it after work, just nice and slowly. And it's all good. So Anthony's fishy friends likes bourbon. I like tequila too, a good tequila. I like a good beer. I'm not much of a drinker. I drink, you know, maybe once or twice a week. I'll have a beer after work, or I'll have a tequila or a Maker's Mark. It's all good. So, because mainly when I get home, I'm spending time with my fish. Now, I've got to go and pick out breeders of the swordtails to get in the other tanks, and I'll do that tomorrow, and I'll introduce them in an upcoming video. Uh, the whole process of watching these fish grow out has just been absolutely fantastic. They look great. Um, my new aquariums. Oh, gin. There you go. My brother likes gin, Bob. He came and visited me when I had my gallbladder ripped out of my carcass. He was busy. He went and picked up some gin. He said he just had become more of a gin guy in the last few years. I've never been that much of a gin guy. I really like vodka a little bit more, but it's my favorite mixed drink. If I'm out somewhere and it's like a dinner type thing, and I want a mixed drink, I end up getting a vodka tonic. It's always been my sort of go-to drink if I'm like at a dinner, at like a restaurant part, business type thing where people are having a cocktail. I'll get myself one of those, and that's good. And a whiskey with a drop of water, Anthony. Hey, Rounded Rob, welcome to the live stream. Oh, we're talking about worms and booze and football and all that good stuff tonight. And again, thanks to everybody for being a part of it. Chewy, what's up, Chewy? It's great having you here. We have 6 people, 2 likes. Please hit a like. A like helps promote everything, and I really appreciate everything there. DPK, what's up, Carlos? Hey, what's up, D? Down the wormhole. Look at this. We got a whole crew of good. Hey, Madfish Diva's here. And hey, Susie Q, what's up? How are you? Welcome to the live stream. Welcome to the live stream. I have been really, really good. Thanks, Carlos. Don Michelle, how are you? It's it's a party going on. So I'm setting up my breeders for my swordtails, my two different swordtail lines. Um, I had a bad gang valve, and so I had to buy a new one, and then it took me forever to hook it up, but I hooked it up here a few days ago. And like on top of the aquarium, there was like a film, because that water is just sitting there, and like a film. So I started I got everything running, the filters running, and all that sort of stuff. I turned on the heater. The aquarium's now up to temp. But I have you have to like take a net and get this stuff out. I have no idea what this is. I sort of thought once, I saw a little film on top. I figured once I started the bubbler, it would be fine. But nope. Yes, we are a gang. We are. Hey, Dan Slee, welcome to the live stream. And okay, Madfish Diva, we're waiting. We're here. And so it's really a good thing to go through. So as I go through the whole process here, I'm going to set up these new breeders. What's funny is I went to this table sale last weekend, and I wanted to buy more plants, but they didn't have any plants there, and so that's sort of the deal. So I'm ready to set up new aquariums, but I get this notice. I'm in a rental, and I'm going to buy a house right after the beginning of the year, and in my rental, um, I've got 10 aquariums set up. All right. And I have 8 more to go. Well, I get this note from my landlord saying they're going to come in and do uh, maintenance on the HVAC system and have the pest control person come in. So I'm like going, oh, I can't set up 8 more aquariums. I have to wait a week. So they're coming in like 2 days before Thanksgiving. So I'm going to buy, since they're having the insect people here, I'm going to buy some sheets to throw over the fish aquariums. And they want everything out of the cupboards. So I have to pack everything that's in the cupboards. What a pain in the butt that is, but I'm going to do it. And I guess that day Bolo, my fish room companion, who is sitting next to me asleep, totally out of it. Just he's on his back with all 4 of his feet in the air, like he just don't care. Oh, let me show you. Oh. See, there he is. Sorry. Uh, I apologize. A little sneezing. Ah, man. Yeah, he's a good little guy. He's cute as a button. He's 12 years old. Yeah, I know I scared the puppy. I can't help it. When you got sneeze, you got to sneeze. And I am out of my, I take Zyrtec for allergies. And I'm out of Zyrtec. And I didn't want to take a Benadryl because that basically makes you want to go to sleep. Yep, Melvin, that's right. Wonder Dog in the house, Bolo. And I went out to visit my LFS with him. And the people in the LFS have a dog. And the dog is very sweet. And she was all about Bolo. And Bolo, yeah, he has congestive heart failure. He's a little old guy. And so he started coughing up. So I had to pick him up. And he wanted to play with her, but it just isn't there. Warrior Planet Tanks, welcome to the live stream. Thank you very much for joining. Wow, 15 people here, 10 likes. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. Yeah, do you know what? It does, Carlos. Honey does help build immunity to allergens. I moved to a new area, And when I was a kid, I had allergy shots. Let's be as mundane as humanly possible. And and my first year living anywhere, my allergies are much worse because my body adjusts. So I'm getting stuff right now. It's like molds and stuff like that, and it's just and it got up to 60 today. So that's sort of the deal. But yeah, you're right about the honey. But I took, again, I'm an allergy shot. I went through like 4 years of them when I was a kid. And every time I moved, that first year sucks, just sucks. When I lived in San Antonio, they have a tree there that is just absolutely nuts, and it gets everybody sick. And it just huge, and it's like around Christmas time. So my second year, no problem. So there you go. So yeah, so I'm gonna pick out my breeders and set them up, a male and a couple of females, or I may do two males and two males and three females in each of the two tens that I have set up. And the one that has the weird like film that doesn't seem to be breaking up, I'm gonna have to just net that out. And I'm not ready to have that aquarium up and running yet. With fish, I'm just gonna let that run for about a week, and then I'll put fish in there, and I'll set up another trio of or another five swordtail guppies. But I have a ton of swordtail guppies. They are looking good. Here's my only problem is I'm getting a lot of males. I'm getting more males than females so far. So it's those females, I'm gonna have to be watching them very, very carefully. So I may put with one of the strains of the guppies, I may put an older female on one of the strains. I got a trio, and I may put one of those females down. I did have one of the females pass away, but that was what in the tank. I just got a pair from Alan Bias, and so that was sort of the deal. So I may put one of the bigger females in with the males, um, and it's probably not going to be a mother son thing. It's probably be related type thing, but it add a little more genetic diversity with what's going on. So that's good. And so well, I don't know if it's the temperature or not. That's a good question. If our buddy Doug Gray stops by, my tanks I keep at a reasonable temperature. I don't keep them too hot. I don't keep them too cold. I keep them at 77 degrees, 78 degrees. So it's the outer aquariums stay at about 77. The inner aquariums on the rack, there's four on each rack, um, dropped at, are at 78, sometimes 79. So I don't know. Don't ask me. I'm just, you very well could be right. I just think that you get more females at 74. It also comes into the strain is that I was watching a video and they were talking about that some strains just give you more males. So it is what it is. And watching a college football game, found a new app on my live stream, mobilizes live because Streamlabs was acting up and I had to get rid of it. All right, there you go, Melvin. And and I'm going to ask the guy who I got my swordtail guppies from. He has a website called Swordtail Guppies. He's like a college professor. He's like a scientist, and he's been breeding these for generation after generation. Generally has on his website. He says he generally has about 4,000 to 5,000 guppies in his fish room at any one moment. I probably have maybe 150. Between I have four tanks, actually five tanks up with guppies, four tanks I have fry in, and so yeah, that's pretty good. So Well, by the way, Chewy, um, I have understood that if you get the guppies past 80, that's where that really kicks in. 78, does a relatively good deal. Um, yeah, Joe, I've never read the Krabenza study on pH. That would be interesting to read. Um, I don't. It's not like I keep. If you're keeping the aquarium, especially for these purebred strains, keeping them at 82 degrees, 83 degrees, which some people do, will definitely shorten their lifespan. And so that's it 78 I think is okay. I think that when you get past 80, I think that totally kicks in. And I know there's a lot of people that go out and would disagree with me on it, but I know a lot of these IFGA people who keep their fish room at like 82 degrees. And well, two things. Number one, I'm not keeping my living room at 82 degrees. I sweat like a pig. Number two is that I've got a heater. They seem to work out just fine. It's all good. So it's so on these Saturdays, by the way, and the ladies in the room, I don't know if you're football fans or not, but Susie and Dawn and Dee, um, football season for me is sort of like it's like going to Mecca for a Muslim. It is. I'm there. I'm watching football. All day, Saturday and Sunday. I watch Monday Night Football, Thursday Night Football. I just get into it. I love basketball. I love baseball. I hockey. I love all that stuff. But here's the deal. I am. My whole deal is that I just spend the weekend with my fish. And the film, by the way, on the top of my aquarium, and it's now it's being mixed into the rest of the water. It was basically transparent. It's sort of light transparent. And here's where I think it comes from: is that I have filter media. These are in the this particular filter in there is a sponge filter that has the filter media in it, which is sort of which is sort of the clay filter media. Let me see if I can reach one. I have one over here. Let me go like this. I'll show you. This is what I have in it. Looks like a marshmallow. And again, it probably just came from here. It's probably more of a calcium thing. So I'll go and just pull that off the top, and I'll just take a net to it. Maybe I'll do that after the live stream tonight. Oh, Bolo just got up into my lap. Let me see if you can see him. Yeah, what a good boy. So yeah, that's the deal. I don't know if it could be protein, mainly because there's been nothing in there. So it's all good. Yeah, thank you, Carlos. Yeah, he's a cute dog. And now that I'm single again, I use him as a weapon to meet ladies. Because it's you take him into the mall with you and stuff like that. And yeah, it's all good. Thank you very much, Bob. Hey, 15 here, 13 likes. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you hitting the like button. It helps promote the channel, and it's very nice. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So I'll set up the breeders tomorrow. I'm gonna have to move out some plants down into those aquariums. I received a pair of red blonde Cobra Guppies, which I really like the strain from Michael's Fish Room. He sent it to me. It was really, really nice when he sent them. Well, I've had them here for about 3 weeks. I don't have Fry yet. So hopefully I'll have Fry coming up here pretty quick. And the one thing I've noticed about, I have these things in a rack, and I probably really should have set up on this next rack. I'm going to set up the lower ones a little bit higher, just because it's easier to deal with. But that's I have to pay attention that I'm feeding them enough and stuff like that. So it's all good. The brine shrimp. Because I had the house cleaner here, and I don't want to have the brine shrimp culture running while they're here. So what I end up doing is that Thursday night I set it. Takes a little over about 30 hours. So this ends up being about 35, 36 hours between when I set it up and when I feed the guppies. But yeah, first thing this morning they got live baby brine shrimp, and for lunch I fed them some worms for lunch, live worms for lunch, and then for dinner I gave the guppy tanks. Uh, um, I gave the guppy tanks uh, Daphnia. I have some frozen Daphnia, and so that's all good. Yeah, Canada is pretty serious about sports. They love themselves some hockey, and hockey is a big deal, and obviously football, Canadian football league's a pretty big deal. So so no, D, that's a heck of a deal. Yeah, the Dolphins. They were tanking this year to get a good draft pick for next year, and they keep on winning games. So they're like 2 games ahead to pick up the number one draft pick. So they're gonna get they're gonna be the second or third, maybe even the fourth pick, because Cincinnati's terrible and much worse than I thought they would be, and the Redskins are terrible. The Jets are terrible. So who knows? And I'll tell you what, the worms thing, feeding the fish worms, they go bonkers. Around the edge of the container, you run your finger and then you put it in the tank and just shake off the little worms. They go bonkers. They love it. They love it, love it, love it. So the tank crab, the growing out males that I have, the super reds and the snail farm, male guppies are growing out. I also have celestial pearl danios. I put a cube of of bloodworms in there. They went bonkers. Let me just tell you, these little guys are fat, fat, fat. They are little chubbers. And let's see. The Bears. Well, again, I'll come at it as a Minnesota Vikings fan. But the Bears at the beginning of the year, their defense was just, Don Michelle, they just went in and they were a smothering defense. And their offense played okay, but it was really about that defense. Well, as the season's gone on, teams have figured out that defense. So they're not nearly as smothering, and people are able to go out and put points up on them. And the quarterback, Mitch Trubisky, seems like a good guy. They have figured out if you keep him in. Oh, the brawl. That was actually the Browns and the Steelers. That was unbelievable. And I'm going to tell you who should be suspended, who didn't get suspended and should have been suspended. Mason Rudolph, the quarterback for the Steelers. Hey, don't worry, Don Michelle. It's all good. Um, it he went and when during an NFL game, things get or hockey or whatever it is. Sometimes things go in. Well, you're a quarterback and you're not that big of a guy, and you're up. You decide to confront a guy while you're not wearing your helmet, who's holding your helmet, and you decide to get into his face. That's not smart. And he helped instigate that activity. So, in my opinion, he should be suspended as well. I think this. I think that I decided the glare is probably not all that good, so I'm taking off my glasses, and I see well enough. Hey, thank you very much, Bob. I appreciate. Yeah, we have good stuff in the Mob Guppy shop, and get your Mob Guppy goodness going in from there. So, dealing with the process. Hey, yes, Doug Ray, there is a Mob Guppy shop. Absolutely, we're gonna get a T-shirt or a mug, or for the babies, we even have onesies for little babies. So there you go. Hey, Doug, we had a Guppy question come up, and you know what? We do not have the Mob Guppy fedora yet, but you're so right. I need to get that set up. And all the ladies, Dawn, Michelle, loved Dan Marino. He certainly was a ladies' man. So, Doug, here's the question we have. Doug Gray's an IFGA guppy breeder. He breeds a lot of different strains, etc. And I'm noticing, at least in my swordtail strains, I'm getting about 65% males. And it's been brought up, of course, temperature of the aquarium. I keep the temperature at like 78 degrees, 77 on the end aquariums, on the inner aquariums, and the four tank rack. The inners get up to about 78. Have you found temperatures and affecting how many males or females you get, and how much? What temperature do you keep your aquariums at? I'm just curious. So, Doug, thank you for answering. Um, the whole process of the aquariums and setting us standard, etc. Okay, very good. You think it's genetic? 80% in the red lace snakeskin strain. Hey, Tampa Tom. And okay, very good, excellent. And yeah, and the Cincinnati Bengals have become the Cincinnati Bungles again. And yeah, not that good of a team. So it's just yeah. So I changed out some water today. I have more water to change out. Again, I may do some of that after. Excellent, Tampa Tom. Well, it's great having you here. And anytime people can come and join Mob Guppy live stream, I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. I know you have so much going on. We all do. We're all real busy. I love watching as many live streams as I can, and I will tell you, I can't watch as many, or I don't stay as long, just because you have things to do and all that sort of stuff. So support anytime you guys are able to watch any of my videos or watch it live stream. Even if you're here for 10 minutes, I don't care. It's just great having your support. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I really appreciate it. So the process of going through and picking out breeders, getting that all set up. I've decided, what I've noticed is that with one of the strains of Alan Bias, who's the swordtail guppy guy, he likes the idea of and you can do it in swordtail guppies in a way that you can't do it if you're breeding half black reds or full reds as I've got, or what have you. Mainly because they want the colors exactly the same, and you're in your class says color, so you're in the half black purple color, or you're in the purple color. So that's really, really important. Well, in the swordtail guppies, they just have single sword guppies. So Alan has it set up that in the same drop, I'm getting gray body and gold body fish. Well, what my take on it, this guy, hey, Thirsty Rabbit, what's up? What's up? My Aussies are here. That's great news. So I've decided that I'm going to have one of these strains I'm going to keep as gold bodies. That's all I'm going to pay attention to. That's I'm going to gold bodies are going to be in these aquariums, and the other one's going to be the gray body. And I'm just going to sort of weed out the and go out from there. Yeah, it's no, and Doug Gray, you're absolutely right. Quartler, his half black AOCs are unbelievable, and it's just. But I think he keeps. I think he keeps 2025 aquariums with that line, and he's now developed other half black AOC lines, colors. So so who knows? I mean, yeah, the guy's just he's he's a ninja. He's a Guppy ninja, and he's got what 130, 140 aquariums. It's and I appreciate that. And he has fives and tens. So it's we're not talking about he has little aquariums. So that means he's going through and he's cleaning those things. And if you've ever seen his fish room or videos of his fish room, this guy, good luck finding any algae in his aquariums whatsoever. They're spotless. So the guy is, and I'm saying this in absolutely the greatest respect in the world. He's a psychopath. He's got those aquariums looking great. He's got great lines of fish. I admire him greatly. And this guy, yeah, he runs enough different things. Yeah, he couldn't be. He just runs the stuff, and his half black AOCs are simply amazing, amazing. So so that's I appreciate watching this, but Doug Gray, you have great fish. It's the guys up in Michigan, the most Massos, is that what their name is? They have unbelievably nice fish as well. So I gotta move my glasses over because Bolo wants to. He's getting off my lap. He's gonna sit on the listen to him scratch. Bolo, lay down. Hey. I don't have carpeting on the first floor, which is great with fish. Upstairs, I do have carpeting, and he'll just scratch on the carpeting. His nails just got done, so I don't know what the deal is. Hey, Bolo, lay down. Hey, come here. Come on. No, now he's laying down, so it's all good. Yeah, so these people that do this that are really good at it. My guppy keeping, I'm nowhere near Doug Gray. I'm nowhere near Quartler or some of these guys, IFGA guys. I was in an IFGA fish room, uh, probably about 9-10 months ago. It was unbelievable. It was not a spot of algae. I was trying to figure out how he did it because it was just amazing. This guy had built a fish room. He had a separate building behind his house, and just really terrific. So Let's see. We just got a text. Let's see who this is from. Oh, I ordered something new for the fish room. I got some pleco caves. Thanks to Lumpy Dog who gave me a tip off. Is Lumpy Dog here? Thank you very much. I'll thank him next time I talk to him. And next time he's here or what have you, I'll thank him. Went to plecocaves.com and I got like 4 or 5 pleco caves really at a good price. So I needed that for my super reds. And Bolo now has decided, everybody, he wants to be petted. Are you a good boy? Huh? Aw, what a good puppy. He essentially wants to be the center of all attention, as you guys could certainly understand. And thank you very much, Bob, for posting that. I really appreciate that. And and yeah, they look great. It's they just arrived in Kansas City, so that means I'll have them Monday. So that's good. For the new aquariums I have up, I had one light arrived, LED light arrived today for the first 4 I'll get up. And the only thing I have to order is I'm happy with the gang valve I got from PetSmart. Pretty happy with it. Hello, little boy. You want to come up? Come here. Say hi to everybody. This is what spoiled looks like, everybody. This is what he wants. Yeah, good puppy. All right. You just want to be held. Yeah, this is by the way, I've been home. I went out for about an hour and a half this morning, do some errands and stuff. And otherwise he's been with me all day long. Since he woke me up at like 5 a.m. So he's been with me all day, and so you'd think, yeah, you're right, Doug. Bolo does need his own YouTube channel. It's when he was younger, he did a lot of stuff. Now all he wants to do is lay on the couch and ask me to feed him like an iguana, and he'll buy. By the way, he will have swag, and we'll have that up on the Mob Guppy channel. I have a picture of him from when he was really young, and I'm gonna put that up there. Absolutely, it's coming. And I have a picture of him when he's like 2, 3 months old. That's really, really a cute picture. Hey, you. Yeah, poor dog. Poor little guy. Now he's like, if I'm not petting him actively, he's doing this. So yeah, so that's stuff. So I'll go and set that up. I'll tell you what. I'll give you a dog tip. I have one of my old bosses uh, owned a bunch of show dogs, and he had show dogs that for one of his dogs even won a best in show. I mean, he was pretty serious with it. When I got Bolo, he just sat there. He goes, "I'm going to give you one piece of advice. Take him to puppy kindergarten. We do it with all of our dogs." And he was behaving really well. Really, when it's all said and done, he was, pretty much toilet trained. Like 3.5, 4 months old. Occasionally, would make an error, but it was not very often. He was pretty good. Um, but he was a little rambunctious, and so I went and did a puppy kindergarten with him, and he, it like when you finish puppy kindergarten, he did not screw up at all. It was just, and he learned stuff that he does to this day. Now I have his food with me, not a treat. But let's see if I can go through that. See, Doug, you're not toilet trained. Bolo is. Bolo. Let's see if I can get him to it. Leave it. Leave it. Leave it. Leave it. Put this down here. Leave it. Leave it. Take it. And that was one of the first things they taught us in puppy kindergarten. And I don't even do it that often with him, but he remembers it, man. He remembers it, remembers it, remembers it. So it's yeah, I'll get the stuff. That's the real Bob Kaler, Doug. The real Bob Kaler's here. So we're blessed to have him. Part of the team. And so Vinny the Mooch. What's up? Yeah, big game. I watched a good part of that Michigan State game. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was a heck of a deal. This morning in Joplin, it was 23 degrees when I woke up this morning. Got up to 60, and tonight we're going to be above freezing tonight, which is nice. I cooked dinner up. I actually had to use the AC, which is goofier than heck. But I had to turn it on because I had to start sweating and stuff. No one wants to see a sweaty Mobb Guppy. So it's yeah, more of my spoiled dog, everybody. More of my spoiled dog. So does anybody have any projects in their fish room that they're doing? And that you'd like to share with us? Because I've got my stuff going on. Here's the thing I've noticed about the more fish tanks you get, the more ideas that you have. You're welcome, Bob. A time. And it's I'll tell you is that the more aquariums I get, I'm just thinking over and over again, what else can I do? So I've got this one string of guppies that are going on from there. I'm expecting Roberto of RLC Aquatics is sending me some panda guppies, which is really cool. So I have to have aquariums ready for those. And he was I think he was waiting on heat packs. So I'm guessing in the next week or two, and I'm going to send him some swordtail guppies, and we'll do an exchange. And yeah, so Bolo's hungry. Yeah, you know what? You should expand the Roebuck Reds, Doug Gray. Folks, if you've not, if you're a guppy keeper, you really should have Roebuck Reds in your fish room. Doug Gray's your guy. And this is the time of the year for heat packs, everybody. You betcha, Logan and Ambist Aquatics. And yeah, it's or as the line that I had, my old man used to say about cold weather. He would say it's colder than a grave digger's butt. You ever heard that one? And so I always liked that line. Again, it's we're all 8 years old. Every man is in their heart of hearts, and they hear the word butt and they go, "Oh, that's funny." So Epstein didn't hang himself. Everybody. All right, I had to say it. My favorite meme of the moment. The other meme that's going on, and I'll just tell you, is the blonde lady yelling at the cat. I very few of those have been. Some of them have been very, very funny and clever, but some of them have been. And yeah, everyone should have. If you have guppies, you need Roebuck Reds. And look at this. Yeah, my little guy here is just eating away. That's why he was harassing me. Otherwise he'd just been sleeping. He was hungry. I took him out for a walk right before the live stream, so going on from there. I'll let you guys watch go through and watch how he begs for food. I mean, this is how what I've created in this little beast is that he really the whole thing is he's like dependent on me for about everything these days. He and Pomeranians, I know I probably said this on a live stream before. Pomeranians by nature are are they actually had a working purpose before they were bred down to being 5 pound, 7 pound dogs. They would herd sheep and ducks and stuff like that. And he has that natural herding ability. And yeah, Bob, he's really a sad dog. This poor dog. It's he has so mistreated, so sad. Right, Bolo? You sad? Yeah. Yeah, he yeah, really trust me, he lets me know when he wants to go outside and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, dogs don't like the real hot stuff, especially a bulldog. Dalmatians, I keep hearing, have a lot of energy, a lot more energy than people realize. So they're not like a calm laying down in the in the living room sort of dog. They want to be they want a lot of exercise, which is great, especially if you're a jogger like I am. So yeah, I don't jog. Oh, Ford versus Ferrari is an excellent movie. Doug, that's you know the trailer for it. I didn't get locked into the trailer on it, but Christian Bale, he's great, and Matt Damon. Yeah, boxers do have a lot of energy, but they're a sweet dog, and and you have to sort of grow up. My childhood dog is that we had Brittany's, which are a pointing dog, but they're very small for a pointing dog. They're not like the size of a pointer or something like that. So they're like 18 inches at the shoulder. They'll run all day, every day if you let them. And yeah, Matt Damon is a good actor, and my favorite thing is that anybody here a fan of South Park by any chance? Anybody a fan? I am. I love South Park, and in the movie Team America: World Police, they killed off a bunch of celebrities, including Matt Damon. And Matt Damon basically, where they would go to and it was Team America, you know, World Police is a puppet movie. And I'll just tell you, if puppets are involved, count me in. I love me some puppets. So Rick and Morty, I like Rick and Morty, but the South Park is just that next level up for me. You want to get down, Bolo? Okay, hold on. Okay. He had enough to eat. Now he wants to go drink. I don't keep his water up here. So they killed off a bunch of celebrities, but whenever they showed Matt Damon just could only say his name. Matt Damon. And so pretty funny, at least for me. For my personal sense of humor, it's hilarious. So South Park this last week they did an episode where they dealt with folks who are transgender and men who've become women performing in athletic type stuff. And by the way, if somebody here who's transgender, love you, welcome to the club. Okay, fine, I don't care. But there has been this thing about some of these men who become women who go into athletic stuff, and all of a sudden they're just creaming the girls, just destroying women or girls in school, like in junior high and high school. So they, they have PC principal and his girlfriend's strong woman, and strong woman is a strong woman. She does weightlifting and stuff like that. She goes in, and somebody's just converted to become a woman and it's the cartoon is the likeness of Randy Macho Man Savage, the late pro wrestler, and it was funny. It was very, very funny. So there you go. Yeah, PC Principal is a great character. You're absolutely right, Doug. Absolutely correct. Just a great character, and it's the only thing I miss about South Park, and of course, shows change, what have you. I love Kenny. I think Kenny is great, and the Kenny side stories are usually pretty good. And this last couple of years, there's almost been no Kenny. I love Butters. Give me a lot of Butters. Butters is great, but where's Kenny? Butters is sort of taken over for Kenny. Yeah, Butters is good. Randy Marsh is also strong. Randy Marsh is hilarious. His wife and kids want to murder him. Yeah, we haven't seen Timmy for a while. I saw Jimmy in an episode, and but no Timmy. I love Timmy. Timmy, I love Timmy. And for those of you who don't watch South Park, Timmy's a kid in a wheelchair who is developmentally disabled as well, and all he says is Timmy, but he puts emotion into it. And you sort of know what he's saying. Bob Kaler, South Park is as funny today as it was 20 years ago. It is they're just going for there. About to try my wife into an by the way, that's my new single thing, is that I saw a cartoon on one of the fish things, but my deal is now is that, hi, my name is Peter, but people know me better as Mobb Guppy, and I have 10 fish aquariums and I have 6 more that I'm going to set up. What do you think? It's got to, they've got to figure it out. If they don't like the fish, they're not a part of my life. You got to love the fish. You got to love the fish. That's sort of the deal. Um, I am thinking of, and I haven't done it yet, but I think I'm going to have to do it. In the Mica Splendens tank, I have a little more algae. I have a pretty good size, sponge filter in there, and I think I'm gonna have to add a second sponge filter. I have like the sponge filter like for like a 50-gallon aquarium and a 30. So that's you know what, Doug, that's a good idea. I need to do that as an introductory thing on you know. Here's a video of Peter. Hi, I'm Peter. I've got fish aquariums. Does that turn you on? You like that? You like fish? And I feed them worms that I grow in my fish room. Ladies. What do you think? Ladies here? I think we probably lost all the ladies. But if any of you are here, is that a good opening line? We chased the women away. It's the sweet women who are part of this group. They're gone now. South Park, and then that's funny. Well, you know what? If I look like Tim Conway, I'll take that all day long. That guy was one of the funniest people who's ever lived. Absolutely hilarious. One of the absolute best. All right. Thank goodness, Dawn. We haven't lost all the women. Ooh, yeah. The ladies do like the axolotls. That's a good idea. You use one, Doug, in one of your avatars. Does that work well for you? Ladies go in, go axolotl. They're great though. They're a lot of fun. No, that's why I can. You're absolutely done. That's why I have to be. Okay, Bolo wants to come back up. All right, here he is. Oh, here's your toy. Oh, I have a toy for him. It's a little star, a little heart. And yeah, he likes that one. So that's all good. I'll tell you what, you guys should see me when I don't have my face on. It's something, you just put a little bit of a little rouge here and here and go like this. It's so that's going in from this. Now, I'll tell you what, axolotls, Doug, how many fry do you have on the axolotls? He's had fry. And or do they call axolotl babies fry, or what do they call them? Do they call them larva? Do they call them pupae? What do they call them? It's obviously, it's they're pretty nifty. You don't call them spawn. Maybe you do call them spawn. You have 100 of them. You see, there you go. Reach out to Doug, everybody. He's got fry. You can call them whack jobs. Oh man, that's funny. That's funny. Yeah, so I got Bolo his toy. Now everything's good. He's a happy camper. And as you can tell, spoiled. He's pretty doggone spoiled. I think he's probably the most spoiled. For whatever reason, I thought my dad and mom, their last dog they had. I thought she was pretty doggone spoiled. Yeah, he does need a towel toy. Do you know what? I need to find that out. I'm going to write to South Park saying, "Hey, we need dog toys, and you have to get a dog style toy because he'll rip them apart, man. It's that's true, Dawn. You have to spoil them. They're spoiled, and they're spoiled. My dad. Hey, Petzotics, welcome to the live stream. Great having you here. Again, guys, 17 watching, 17 likes. Thank you guys so much. Really, really great. I really appreciate it. And so Monday we'll be back with another live stream. Tomorrow we'll do our thing on worms. By the way, those worm cultures, They stink. They are. It's not a pleasant little smell, but I don't care about good smells. It's. I guess if I cook for some lady over here, I'll probably have to hide the worm cultures like in the guest room closet, so she can't smell them, and spray the place up with like lavender or something crazy like that. So that's what I'll have to do. It Okay, gang. It is 7 o'clock. I think there's another live stream starting. Thank you guys so much. Thanks, Bob Killer, for posting all the stuff you did. Thanks, Rounded Rob, Melvin, Dawn Michelle, Logan, the first person here, Doug Gray, Petzotics. I mean, it's just the whole gang of you, Vinny the Mooch, Susie Q. And I really appreciate it. And we'll see you Monday on the live stream, 6 o'clock, and we'll kick off the week as it should be done. Again, thank you guys so much for being a part of the mob. I really appreciate it.